G'day, I'm Tom Whitehouse and I'm here in Borneo's rainforest, one of the last strongholds for the orangutan. Now this forest may look untouched and peaceful, we're actually hundreds of metres away from a war zone. The war involving palm oil plantations and the rainforest and its inhabitants. The issue of palm oil plantations has been an environmental issue for many years. It's only recently it started to become more public. It wasn't until I got to Borneo myself and saw firsthand the damage these palm oil plantations are doing that I could fully understand the impact it's having on these animals. In this documentary, I hope to enlighten you on the problems orangutans and other animals in the rainforest are facing due to palm oil plantations. Borneo is divided into two parts, Indonesian Borneo and Malaysian Borneo, and its rainforests are over 130 million years old, making them one of the oldest rainforests in the world. They are home to a number of endangered species, including the orangutan, clouded leopard, Borneo rhino, and the pygmy elephant. In 2010, the Worldwide Fund for Nature stated that 123 species have been discovered in Borneo since the Heart of Borneo Agreement was signed in 2007. I travelled to the Danum Valley Research Centre to observe orangutans in their natural environment. It's one of the last untouched areas of Borneo's rainforest, and it was great to see these animals moving freely through their natural environment and show me just how important these rainforests are to the preservation of the species. As we flew to our next location, the impact palm oil plantations have on the environment were clear. Deforestation is now the biggest threat to Borneo's wildlife. Illegal logging and palm oil plantations are the two key factors driving this problem. Malaysia and Indonesia now currently produce 85% of the world's palm oil. Satellite studies have shown that 56% of Kalimantan's protected rainforests have been cut down between 1985 and 2001 to supply the global timber demand. More than 29,000 square kilometres. Combine that with the 86% of deforestation in Malaysia from 1995 to 2000 for palm oil plantations, and you can see the issue is quite severe. This increase is clear when looking at the palm oil production and exports graph. Between 1985 to 2007, Indonesia's palm oil production has gone from 600,000 hectares to over 6 million. Many palm oil plantations appear illegally in protected forests and begin to expand out until they join onto an already established legal palm oil plantation. An astounding number of products we use every day contain palm oil farmed on these plantations. The vast deforestation of Borneo's rainforest has resulted in small pockets of rainforest that home to orangutans and other native species being isolated. This forces the animals into contact with people working in these plantations, where they are either shot, sold for meat, or as pets on the black market. The United Nations Environment Programme has announced that palm oil plantations are now the leading cause of rainforest destruction in Malaysia and Indonesia. An area of forest equal to 300 soccer fields is being destroyed every hour. The deforestation maps give us an image of where the deforestation is heading. The burning of forests to clear land for palm oil plantations is a major cause of air pollution in Southeast Asia. It releases CO2 into the atmosphere, which contributes to global warming. Research shows that 20% of all global carbon dioxide emissions from fossil fuels come from rainforest destruction. Emissions of CO2 due to the use of fossil fuels and the anaerobic conversion of palm oil mill effluent currently correspond in South Asia with an emission of about 2.8 to 19.7 kilograms of CO2 equivalent per kilogram of palm oil. Over the last 10 years, the wild orangutan population has decreased by approximately 50% in the wild, and an estimated 80% of their natural habitat has been destroyed or altered. The Bornean orangutan has been classified as an endangered species by the International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, with approximately 55,000 left in the wild and 5,000 killed each year. Australia is one of the world's largest exporters of certified sustainable palm oil, or CSPO, which doesn't impact the lives of orangutans. CSPO is also produced in Borneo along with many other countries. CSPO is produced on well-managed plantations with good environmental, social and economic standards on land that was cleared before 2005. By purchasing CSPO, you're not adding to the destruction of the rainforest for palm oil. Unfortunately, the number of CSPO produced worldwide is still very low. In 2009, only 4% of the world's palm oil produced was CSPO. Palm oil is set to become one of the world's most produced, traded, and consumed edible oils. Considerable expansion of the palm oil area is expected in the next 20 years. Many wildlife organisations and zoos around the world, including WWF and Whisper, are actively raising awareness about the damage caused by palm oil plantations, along with going out into palm oil affected areas, educating locals, and rescuing orangutans. Many of the orangutans rescued are orphan babies, which are then rehabilitated and released back into the wild into protected sanctuaries in small groups once they reach around 4 years old. If the animal is unable to be released, they are used as ambassadors for the species, educating tourists who come to these areas. But to save the species, a major change in lifestyle is needed, not only of the palm oil producers and farmers, but from ourselves. We need to reduce the use of palm oil products containing unsustainably farmed palm oil and use alternatives. By taking just a few seconds to read a label, we can do our part to save these beautiful creatures.